This is Landon Donovan at his most graceful. This is what he does. But it's not who he is. For millions of soccer fans, Donovan is defined by his skills on the field. But for his fiancée, Bianca Kajlich, and for her family, he is defined by something else entirely. In the fall of 2003, Bianca's brother Andre moved to Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic, to study at their father's alma mater. In early December, the phone rang at their parents' home in Seattle.
Just everything darkened and it was very focused, and I felt like I was just sinking in a hole.
After a long night of partying, Andre had fallen onto the subway tracks. The oncoming train crushed him. One leg was completely severed, the other would have to be amputated. He was near death.
All we're thinking is, here's our sibling, our brother, our son, laying in a hospital bed somewhere. Nobody there to get to him, to be with him, to hold his hand.
But with the Kajlichs overwhelmed by their grief and confusion, Donovan, who'd been seeing Bianca on and off for about a year, stepped in to handle the logistics, buying airplane tickets for the entire family and for himself.
That was kind of one of those moments where my instincts took over and just said, just make this happen so we can get there.
When they finally arrived at the hospital, Andre was in a medically induced coma, his life hanging in the balance.
Nothing in life can prepare a mother to see her son like that.
With his family and Donovan keeping vigil, Andre laid in a coma for more than 2 weeks before he was eventually brought back to consciousness. He had no idea that his legs were gone.
I'll never forget the day his eyes actually opened, because he said at one point, so clearly it was mouthed, "Can I walk?" And I just was stricken with the responsibility of that moment. And I just said, "No, honey, you can't, not just now." And he cried.
As Andre's family grieved for his loss, it was Donovan who helped them come to terms with what had happened. What did you say to Andre?
The good news is that the core of your body, the upper part of your body obviously is who you are, and your limbs are extensions of that.
It was something I was pondering, what people will see me like, like a real person, because it's just such a different look.
He's still who he is. You didn't lose the mental Andre, the emotional Andre.
Andre said, it was incredible to hear this from this guy who makes his living with his legs.
Andre returned to Seattle to recover. He was fitted for prosthetics, but in his mind, his rehab was far from complete. To begin again, he would have to return to where his life had been forever changed. Last fall, he moved back to Prague.
You've got 15th century buildings. It's not like they're going to put a wheelchair ramp on them. And if I came back here, I had to completely overcome mobility again.
I mean, there's no one prouder than Andre of who he's become, because he sees it as a challenge. And he's just like, you know what, this is who I am.
In December, Donovan and Bianca are getting married. In truth, though, Donovan's been bound to the Kajlich family for years, ever since a nightmarish accident in Prague.
I often say I liked Landon when I met him, but the day I saw him stand at the foot of my son's bed in the Czech Republic, I loved him.
Seeing this person do everything in his power to help my family, that was it. I mean, I made up my mind that I would stand by his side for the rest of my life.
That's Jeremy Schaap reporting. Team USA looks to continue building off its 2002 success, where the Americans won 2 World Cup matches and advanced to the Final 8. The 2 wins were more than the U.S. team got a total from 1954 to 98. Not qualifying from 54 to 86 didn't really help. Team USA starts play Monday, 11:55 a.m. ESPN2.